Don's in Seattle. Hey, Don, how are you?
Better than I deserve, Dave. How are you?
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
Well, so I am very new to being a business owner. I'm about 6 or 7 months in. I have an insurance agency, and I have one employee, and I am struggling with knowing when to be compassionate and when to be firm when it comes to my employees' viewpoints / behaviors. And then the other thing is, there a point where the drama they bring outweighs the profit they produce?
I think you're already there.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but I can smell this. Oh, it's so painful, though. You have one employee.
Yes, sir.
Are they killing it financially and driving you crazy?
The first month, yes. The second month, not so much. We are now going into month 3 of it, and I've had my agency open for 6 months now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the employee is supposed to be doing what? Selling insurance?
Yes, selling insurance through internet leads.
Mm-hmm. And how old is this person?
27.
Oh, 27-year-olds know everything.
Yeah. So, when I was in your seat, I love your question because it shows a big heart and also a strong backbone, both, the way you phrased it. And you're trying, you know you have the power to just move this person on, and yet you want to do what's right by them and be wise and learn how to lead. And these are all, the way you phrased the question was very strong, very powerful. So when I was in your seat, I, with the first several team members, particularly in the South, this is a particular Southern disease, but it's everywhere, but it's really bad in the South. We have this thing where, in the name of being nice, we will tolerate crap for years. And I was trying to be nice to people, and what I figured out was I was getting progressively frustrated all the way into anger. And if I didn't watch, it was going to just boil over suddenly rather than me controlling the environment. And so that's when I coined the phrase for myself, to be unclear is to be unkind. Because if you don't if you don't let people in on what's going on inside your head, then how can you expect them to have a chance to adjust? It's all in your head. And in the name of being nice, you're not telling them the truth about what's driving you bananas. Now, you don't have to be blunt or angry or rude to them, but you owe them a difficult conversation. John?
Which often means you owe yourself a difficult conversation of, why is this driving me crazy? What are the actual, so I'm interested, what are the viewpoints that your teammate is talking about this driving you bananas?
Well, I'm 48 myself, and I see the world through the eyes of a 48-year-old. And they were 27, and I try to remember what it was like when I was 27, and they are more mature than I was at that age. And I've also seen the growth that they've had since I met them 6 months ago.
Give me an example.
What are you talking about? Like
is it politics or is it religion? Like what is it?
Well, some of it's politics. Religion really isn't it, but just more of like behavioral viewpoints, how I see the world. For instance, I am not a victim. I create my own destiny, and I'm going to do it.
So let me help you with this. That's not an age thing. That's a world viewpoint thing. I got a building full of 27-year-olds that are not victims and that believe they create the world. The other ones, I don't hire them because I don't want to work with victims or people that think that everybody's a victim and the systemic man is out to get them. I got crap to do, and those people don't do anything. They whine, and I don't have time for them. I love the millennial generation because there are only two kinds, awesome and sucks. And I hire the awesome ones. We got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
We have some unbelievable young people in this building, and none of them are playing the victim fiddle. None of them are thinking that society's out to get them. None of them think that socialism is better than capitalism. And so I think you've got a bad hire.
Well, that is the decision I've been struggling with.
Yeah, you hired a cat and you're trying to train it to be a dog.
Have you sat down and said, here are the 4 things that need to change?
I have not.
Okay.
This person has a value system that does not align with the owner of the company. If your value systems have to be aligned for you to have unity. You don't have to be in complete agreement. John and I have some fun disagreements. We argue and fuss and fight, and he thinks I'm sometimes crazy, and sometimes I think he's way overeducated. I mean, we have some great discussions. We love each other and trust each other. But overall, our values underneath all of those arguments are the exact same or very, very close to the same, and that enables us to have these discussions and disagreements.
That's why the values have to line up. The beliefs can be all over the place. That's why you read new books, to change your beliefs, to learn new things, but your values have to be lined up.
He's reading a book right now that's bizarre that I recommended to him, and I just finished one that's bizarre that he recommended to me.
Yeah. And that's what friends do, and I'm hoping to change my beliefs on something, right? But my values are the same. Yeah. Our values are very, very similar.
Yeah,
right?
and we actually both came to the same conclusions about these books, the good parts and the bad parts, that where the author was off and on, and that kind of thing. So I think you're probably going to part ways, but you can try. So have a clear conversation and say, here, this is what's driving me crazy. And honestly, I don't think I don't know how you're going to produce in a capitalistic straight commission environment selling insurance when you think you're a victim or you think other people are victims. They're not victims. Now, is there situations where people are oppressed? You bet. Are there situations where people don't have the same starting line? Absolutely. Are there all kinds of isms out there that are real? Abso-dadgum-lutely. There's isms everywhere. There's jerks and ignorant people around every corner. Does that mean you can't win? Absolutely not.
Right.
You can still win.
And so if you sit down and have that hard conversation and say, here's who we're going to be moving forward.
And we're not going to do it otherwise.
And I love you.
Yeah.
But then your employee's got a decision to make.
Yeah, and it's okay. I'll still love you if you don't work here.
Yeah, that's something you do great, Dave.
Yeah, I tell them all the time, I love you. You know, you can not work here and still go to heaven.
Yeah.
It's not required.
Yeah.
You can work a lot of places and still go to heaven. This is not a cult.
You'll see somebody. Well, kind of it is. You'll see. I'm just kidding.
Not funny.
You'll see somebody in a grocery store that used to work here, and you'll still give them a hug, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In a dead run.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people. I mean, we got 1,000 here, and in 30 years there's 1,000 about that don't work here.
Right.
You know, and
my wife and I joke about we would never work with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like in a business. That doesn't mean we don't love. It doesn't mean we don't.
Yeah.
It just does. It means.
So
yeah.
There's too much going on, and here's the thing: everything moves at the speed of trust, and when you can't trust someone's foundational underpinnings, that means you don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
You don't have a predictable environment, and business is all about creating a predictable environment, and that's with your team members. Team members like the predictable environment because the leader is steady. And, you know, I don't always agree with him, but I know exactly what he's going to do. I don't always agree with her, but I know exactly how they think about this. They love that. That's called integrity.
And I also when I was a leader, I always wanted to surround myself with people who saw the world differently than me.
That's
we had
okay.
the same values, but I don't want someone to say, oh, you vote that way or you think this, so you're out of here. Yeah. Go back to what are your values? Be clear.
You can spell Trump, so I can't associate with you.
Whatever it is.
Get
yeah,
out.
Man.
Fine. Hit the door.
Surround yourself by people who think differently, but who have the same values.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to make it, but you can give it a run.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good for you in the process.
Yep.
Clear conversations. Check out the Entre Leadership website. There's some good stuff on there about it. The podcast is really good on it.